It is a thrift day and a 90% off sale at Plato's Closet. I'm going to go in and I have 3 goals. I have goal number 1 is to, of course, always look for things that I can resell for a profit on Poshmark, eBay, and Depop. And then goal 2 is to see if I can find anything else for my older kids for Christmas. A lot of times I'll find some really great things that are new with tag. The third thing is for my 2 youngest, like they tend to go through t-shirts like crazy. So if I can find anything for them, I asked my husband if he needs anything and he said no. So those are my 3 goals.
So I had gone to the 70% off about a week and a half ago. They had the majority of things in the bins.
I'm literally sitting by the bins because there's so many, I can't break my knees.
Here they had the majority of this particular bin was shorts, and I always love finding new with tags ones. So these ones I did check, they weren't worth picking up. These ones I thought they might be good for my daughter, but she's not into hot pink right now, but that's okay. Those were super cute. And then I went through a bunch of other ones. I ended up coming upon these random shoes, which ended up selling for 27. I only had them up for 3 days, and they were only $2.
It is really, really hot in here, so I'm gonna have to speed up the process. This particular store is always so hot in here, so I didn't wear a sweatshirt, even though outside is sweatshirt weather. So I'm gonna speed it up. I have a decent pile, and I'll be checking comps.
There are certain brands that I'm willing to look up, like these can jeans that were super cute. I didn't end up getting them, and I passed right away on these Fashion Nova. They're not worth it, and neither is the majority of the things that I found were fast fashion, like the Shein top. I did find the Zara top, and back when I first started reselling, I would have grabbed that. And even though this was new, I left it. This was super cute going on vacay. And then that's an item that even though it was in great shape, I left it. These were too big for my stepdaughter. And I continued on looking at a bunch of shorts. These were great as far as style, but as far as sell through rate, not great. So those stayed behind. And then I ended up going through more and more shorts. They just seem to have so many, probably because the season just finished. And I apologize. I have a horrible cold right now, so I am super stuffy. I ended up going right down to the bottom of these actual bins just because you never know what you're going to miss. Who's wearing these? For real. Anyways, moving on. So the rest of these shorts I ended up not getting, and I considered these animal print ones that I'm going to show you for my stepdaughter, but they weren't the right size. I loved these shorts. My daughter did not. If they were my size, I would have gotten them. And these said small, but man, they look like an extra small. So cute, not worth picking up. And then this I did end up getting. This was definitely worth it. Might sell between 25 and 30. And then I kept moving on. I found a pair of really cute sandals. I love these. These looked like in great shape. I just have to clean the bottoms a little bit. More jeans, and this one I had never heard of, Point Sur Denim, and so I looked them up. Unfortunately, they weren't worth picking up, which for $2.20 for a pair of jeans would have been great, but unfortunately, the sell-through rate and what they would have sold for was not super amazing. These Abercrombies were such a cute style, and would have been great at $1.80, but the sell-through rate for this size was not great, which kind of stinks. But those smaller sizes, you definitely want to check comps. And I thought my daughter might like these Forever 21s. I thought they were super cute. And for 90 cents, I took a chance. She didn't like them. Maybe Depop, they'll sell well. These nursing sneakers were an amazing find for $5 that I should be able to resell for at least 50. These are an example of some shoes. They're Dolce Vitas, but I left them behind because they are super small size. Fives sit forever. So even though they're super cute,
So this is the stuff that I look for. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna get these for my daughter, but these are brand new with tags. And I don't know what they were originally, but they're 90 cents here. So I'm gonna put them in a pile, call my daughter and see if she wants them, but like 90 cents for a pair of cute shorts, for real. I am moving on to the coats and jackets and sweaters, but I ended up starting a bucket and some things that I'm gonna get, which is about 1/3 of what that pile was originally. My daughter said no to the majority of those shorts.
I moved over to the longer dresses, and this Urban Outfitters dress just struck me. Polka dots are definitely in. I don't care what time of year it is, I will get it to resell. And then I found this like lingerie dress, which is definitely a whimsy goth or gothic kind of thing, maybe coquette. Anyways, it was new with tags.
It is very humid today, so I had to get out of there as quickly as I could. So I spent $21.05. These are all the items that I got. If you like this style video, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll see you next time.